Have you ever let someone's behavior ruin your entire day? Perhaps a colleague dismissed your ideas. Perhaps a stranger was rude to you. Or perhaps someone's silence left you feeling small and forgotten. But here's what most people never realize. No one has the power to disturb your peace unless you hand them that power. There once lived a man who burned with frustration at life itself. But a single encounter transformed everything he thought he knew. This is Youseuf's story, and perhaps you'll recognize yourself in it. In a small village nestled between ancient hills, there lived a man named Youseuf. Youseuf had a reputation that preceded him. His explosive reactions. When his wife served tea without enough sugar, he erupted. When his neighbor's chickens wandered into his yard, he raged. Even the sound of children playing nearby would trigger his anger. "Must you make so much noise?" he'd shout from his window. Youseuf was convinced that everything wrong in his life came from outside himself. His wife, Layla, would sometimes ask softly, "Youseuf, why do you give so much power to these small moments?" Youseuf would snap back, "People need to show consideration. When they disrespect me, how am I supposed to just accept it?" He never understood that he was letting the entire world control how he felt inside. One autumn afternoon, a wise teacher came to the village. She dressed in earth-toned robes, her presence peaceful as morning light. She sat beneath an old olive tree by the village square. The villagers whispered, "She rarely speaks, but when she does, something shifts inside you." One evening, Layla suggested, "Youseuf, perhaps you should speak with the teacher. She might offer you something." Youseuf scoffed. "What could she possibly tell me? She hasn't dealt with the problems I face every day." But the following afternoon, when a neighbor's cart accidentally damaged Youseuf's fence, something inside him erupted like a volcano. He screamed until his voice went hoarse and his hands trembled. The neighbor apologized profusely and hurried away. That night, Youseuf sat in darkness, his chest tight with a feeling he couldn't name. "Why does anger always leave me feeling emptier than before?" he wondered aloud. Sleep wouldn't come. Before dawn broke, Youseuf found himself walking toward the olive tree. The teacher sat motionless, her eyes closed, absorbed in the stillness around her. Youseuf hesitated, then cleared his throat. "Teacher," he began uncertainly, "I'm exhausted. Everyone pushes me toward anger, and I can't seem to stop myself." The teacher's eyes opened, and she gestured to the ground beside her. "Please, sit." She asked him, "When anger takes hold of you, how long before it releases you?" Youseuf considered this. Could be minutes, could be the entire day. And when it finally passes, what remains? Youseuf exhaled slowly. "Nothing good, just heaviness and regret." The teacher nodded knowingly. "Because anger is a fire that consumes the one who carries it, not the one it's directed toward." She lifted a bowl of water. "See how clear this is? Watch what happens." She stirred it rapidly with her finger. "Now you cannot see the bottom. Your mind works the same way. When disturbed, you lose sight of what matters." Youseuf protested, "So I should say nothing when people wrong me?" The teacher's expression softened. "Not at all. Learn to respond with intention, not react from impulse. That's the difference that changes everything. When life throws stones at you, you choose whether to catch them or let them fall." The following morning, the teacher asked Youseuf to bring a clay pot filled with water and some soil. When he returned, she said, "Heat the water until it bubbles." As steam rose from the pot, she asked, "Can you put your hand in now?" "Absolutely not," Youseuf replied. "It would burn me." The teacher smiled gently. "This is anger. When your emotions reach boiling point, peace becomes impossible to hold." She sprinkled soil into the bubbling water. "See how clouded it becomes? That's what happens to your mind when you react without thinking." She poured the murky water into a clean bowl. Gradually, the soil drifted to the bottom, and the water cleared. This, the teacher explained, is what happens when you pause instead of reacting immediately. Your mind settles, clarity returns to your life. Youseuf sat in silence. He finally saw the truth. For years, he'd been the one creating his own turmoil. Over the following days, Youseuf began practicing restraint. When irritation rose in him, he would pause, breathe deeply, and remember the teacher's lesson. Let the stones fall. Don't catch them. It wasn't easy. Old patterns have deep roots. One day at the marketplace, a vendor tried to overcharge him significantly. Youseuf felt his pulse quicken and his jaw clench. The urge to explode was powerful, but he stopped himself. He breathed. Then he said calmly, "I'll take my business to someone more fair." And he simply walked away. The vendor stood speechless. For the first time in memory, Youseuf avoided confrontation, and remarkably, he felt lighter. That night he slept deeply and peacefully. But real transformation always faces its greatest test. One morning, as Youseuf passed through the village center, a group of young men noticed him. "There goes Youseuf, the man who used to explode over everything," they called out, laughing among themselves. Youseuf felt the familiar heat rising in his chest. His muscles tensed. His mind demanded action. "Defend yourself. Show them." Then the teacher's words echoed in his memory. "Every time you react, you surrender your power to someone else." Youseuf paused mid-stride. He took a breath, turned to them and smiled. "You're absolutely right. I did live that way once. Now I'm discovering something more valuable." His composure caught them off guard. One of them asked, surprised, "How can you be so calm when we're mocking you?" Youseuf replied, "If someone hands you something poisonous, you're not obligated to swallow it." The group fell quiet. Youseuf continued walking, his heart at peace. Weeks turned into months. Layla noticed profound changes. Youseuf no longer raised his voice at trivial matters. His face held more warmth. When challenges arose, he remained steady. One morning, Youseuf returned to the olive tree. He bowed respectfully and said, "Teacher, I've discovered something profound. All this time, I blamed others for my anger. But it was always my choice. Now I see I can choose peace over suffering." The teacher smiled warmly. "You've learned the most important lesson, Youseuf. Life will continue testing you, but each time you choose calm over chaos, you become stronger in ways others cannot see." Youseuf asked, "Will people ever stop trying to provoke me?" The teacher laughed quietly. "When you stop running from the storm, it loses interest in chasing you." Years passed. Youseuf became known throughout the village as a man of remarkable peace. When others struggled with anger, they sought his counsel. He would tell them, "Peace isn't found in controlling the world around you. It's found in mastering the world within you." One afternoon, a young girl approached Youseuf. "Excuse me, sir, don't people still make you angry?" Youseuf smiled. "They try sometimes, but when you stop reacting, their power vanishes completely. You cannot command the waves, but you can learn to navigate through them." He gazed toward the distant hills and added, "When I stopped reacting to everything, I finally started truly living. We cannot prevent people from being unkind. We cannot stop difficulties from arising. But we can refuse to let these things steal what matters most, our inner peace. Every reaction is a decision. Every moment of calm is an act of strength. The person who masters their reactions masters their entire life. So, when someone next attempts to disturb your peace, take a breath and remember, I won't catch what they're throwing. You cannot control what happens around you, but you absolutely control how you respond to it. True power isn't found in fighting back. It's found in remaining unshaken when everything around you trembles. If If this story resonated with something in you, remember to subscribe for more stories that cultivate peace, inner strength, and personal transformation. Because each story here is designed to help you become the person you're meant to be.